You're on Loveline with Steve-O.
Hey, Steve-O. Hey, man, let me first say I'm a huge fan. I have all your DVDs. Congratulations on the sobriety, man. I'm stoked for you.
Hey, thank you so much, man.
No problem. All right, back to the love stuff. About a year and a half ago, I broke up with the love of my life, and it was the stupidest thing I've ever done. We had dated for about 3 years, and now she's in Pensacola, Florida. She just called me a couple nights ago out of the blue. It was the first time I've talked to her in about a year, and it was just the most heart-wrenching conversation I've ever had, and now I'm just torn up with emotion, and I think I need to, like, make a pilgrimage to Florida and go win her heart back or something.
I think that's a huge mistake.
What was the context of the
Here's
call?
the deal. Well, first of all, they were together from age 15 to 18. So it's first love, an addictive kind of relationship that goes far too long because of the age you guys are in which you establish the relationship. Many people go through this. They feel like they can never get over that person, that they can never move on. There's a common thing where there's a reconnection a year or two later that feels like, oh my God, you fall back in. Don't. It usually works out okay when you just kind of hold your horses. A week later, you forget all about this and think, oh God, what was that? It was really that whole addictive process coming back, and you do move on to life and have other relationships.
But you said you broke up with her, and
Yeah.
you wished that you were back with her. And
And you might actually relate to this, Steve. Well, I'm not going to pretend to know you, man, but you might relate to this. After I got cold feet, I didn't, feel like I deserved the relationship, and I just couldn't bring myself to be. I haven't been in a relationship since, and right afterwards, I got really heavy into, drugs and alcohol.
Well, you got to deal with that. Don't deal with don't even worry about this relationship.
What was that?
You need to deal with that. Don't even worry about this relationship.
No, that's done. I've actually been off of it for about a month now.
That's done with.
Do you understand why he's laughing?
Yeah, well, I had a heroin overdose about a month ago.
Yeah, unless you get in a program and focus your life. Well done. Number 3. Focus your life on that recovery. Those drugs will come back. And this relationship, as I said, I used the word addictive in describing this relationship. There's an addictive quality to the relationship too. You need to get in a program. Your life depends upon it.
And Joe, I'll tell you, you're in no position to make kind of these huge life decisions when you're this fresh into sobriety, especially off of opiates. If you did care about this girl and it was a big mistake, all your feelings are just amplified, triple-fold because of the condition you're in. And you're best just focusing on Joe right now.
Yeah.
Very, very wise words spoken by a very good-looking man.
You got that, Joe?
Well, man, I can't turn down advice from Dr. Drew, and definitely not from Steve-O.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
That's a 1-2 punch.
Here's a rule of thumb that I feel like makes a lot of sense. And this is someone I respect a great deal told me this. I said I was having a really hard time at one point. He said, you're allowed to feel bad. Everything's not always going to go the way you want it to, but the only solution that works for every problem is to conduct yourself like a gentleman. And if you can act as a gentleman towards this girl, that's something to feel good about. And beyond that, really, just focus on yourself, like Mike said.
There you go.
Truer words were never spoken. I guess it wouldn't be very gentlemanly to go crawl into her in Florida, huh?
Right, and then, what if she's not into the idea of you? That's a lot of burden to put on her if you just show up at her front door,
Go to NA meeting.
NA meeting, focus on Joe, okay, dude?
Sponsor.
All right, thank you, guys. Thanks,
Good
Steve-O.
luck with that. All right, when we get back, we have a question for our guest, Steve-O. Nick in Washington wants to know what the hardest part about getting sober was. We also need to talk to poor little Jenny in Santa Barbara.
And it's 3-0 over here.
She has one of the least baffling questions in the world, but we'll get back to that here on Loveline. 1-800-LOVE-191 is the number. Steve-O's in the house. It's Loveline.